Team for former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin continued presenting its case today, putting on the stand Dr. David Fowler, a former chief medical examiner for the state of Maryland. In stark contrast to the medical witnesses we heard from the prosecution, Dr. Fowler testified that the cause of George Floyd's death was, well, pretty much everything except Derek Chauvin. From Floyd's heart condition to drugs to even carbon monoxide poisoning because Floyd's head was close to the exhaust pipe of the responding squad car. Yeah, you heard that correctly. An exhaust pipe is now on trial.
Yep. During his medical expert testimony, Dr. David Fowler blamed everyone but Chauvin for the death of George Floyd. But now Dr. Fowler has no one to blame but himself, because it's his crackpot expert testimony that has him in hot water with the law. Welcome into TYT Overruled. I'm Adrienne Lawrence. It only took 9 days after the former Maryland chief medical examiner, Dr. David Fowler's nonsense testimony, got him in trouble with the Maryland Attorney General's office. The AG says it's going to investigate all in-custody death reports released by Dr. Fowler's former office. Translation: any determinations of death over a 17-year span in Maryland that involve police custody will get a second look. And how can they not do this, given Dr. Fowler's opinion that Floyd's death should be considered undetermined? Give me a break. The man suspected vehicle fumes caused Floyd's death. And as expected, his wild car exhaust conclusion fell apart under cross-examination.
Do you know if, in fact, the car was on or not? You didn't see any information or data from anybody who says, I either turned the car on or I'm the one who turned it off. You didn't see either one, did you?
Correct.
Interestingly enough, the world watched Dr. Fowler play the fool under oath, but the Maryland AG decided to take action only because a group of 430 doctors wrote a letter to the office. This is in part what it said. Dr. Fowler's stated opinion that George Floyd's death during active police restraint should be certified with an undetermined manner is outside the standard practice and conventions for investigating and certification of in-custody deaths. This stated opinion raises significant concerns for his previous practice and management. When Dr. Fowler found out that the Maryland AG is going to re-examine all of his work, well, the good doctor defended his office's reports and said people need to do what they need to do. This isn't the first time that Dr. Fowler's come under scrutiny, though. More than a decade ago, he was called out for listing the cause of death as undetermined in hundreds of cases each year, most of which were drug-related. As the Maryland AG's office reviews all cases from 2003 to 2020 under Fowler's tenure, they're also going to be looking at Tyrone West's death. He died after witnesses say he was in a violent struggle with Baltimore PD. Now, Fowler's office said West died from natural causes, and that conclusion played a big role in the officers being cleared for West's death. Let's also not forget 19-year-old Anton Black. That's a young, aspiring Black model. In 2018, Greensboro, Maryland police held the unarmed teen down for more than 6 minutes. Dr. Fowler ruled that Black died because of a sudden cardiac event, not because police pinned him down in a prone position. There are likely many other in-custody deaths that Fowler may have thought were undetermined or gave some elaborate and possibly questionable reason to explain. Regardless, we need some oversight here because Dr. Fowler's testimony was nothing short of shenanigans. And if he is out here coming to conclusions about in-custody deaths that end up with allowing murderous law enforcement to continue to be in positions of power, we got a lot of problems.